This next topic is probably an unpopular opinion, but unpopular opinions found here on the podcast. I am willing to be wrong about this, but this Lil Nas X video, Montero, have you looked at this? Have you watched this?
I have not watched. I saw a screen cap. I saw it.
Well, that's all you need. Let me just say, this is Holy Week, and this asshole comes out with giving Satan a lap dance, going down on a stripper pole. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not clutching my pearls here. We grew up with Britney, and we know what it's like. But also, like, even Miley, she danced on many poles, and she wasn't giving the devil a lap dance. So this is next level. And I ripped this to shreds, and I didn't take it down. A friend of mine wrote to me who I really respect, and she said, he's actually making a really solid point, though. And I'm like, really? Like this? I mean, first of all, the video looked like it was like some cheap Avatar wanna-looking ripoff video. And I couldn't follow the plot. I didn't care to follow the plot. The costumes were crazy, which I appreciate in a video, but, I don't know. It just didn't match for me. But I think that this video was really counterproductive because it shows that you've got this queer person who starts off like in like a heaven-like area with wings and then goes down to the devil and then like does whatever he does with the devil. And this is supposed to create a conversation. No one serious is looking at this video and wanting to sit down and have a chat about this. I think this is so counterproductive and so backwards. And if anything, it makes bigots look at this and say, look, gays really do go to hell. They really do debase themselves and they really do like pleasure the devil or whatever you want. And like, no one is looking at this wanting to start a conversation, think differently, challenge their viewpoints.
Yeah, anyone who sees this, who feels differently, I'm like, they don't have conversations. Those people just yell. like the people who have a problem with it.
Yeah.
They're normally not the, they have like a lot of angry misspelled signs.
Yeah. I feel like someone would say, but Grant, he's trying to show that he grew up he had to stay quiet about who he was because of religion, and so much of religion, even up until recently, they look down on like gay marriage and all these things. But how is this a music video to a rap video with dancing with the devil during Holy Week going to create a conversation that he's going to be taken seriously? I maybe I'm old school and I don't feel like I am, but with this one, this just does not sit well with me. I'm not for this. And I'm not super conservative or hyper religious. I'm just looking at it and saying, what the hell is this? I just don't see how this is going to be anything productive whatsoever.
I like it. Now, I did not watch the video. I opened this up. Like, I am so happy because of you. I told you, like, I'm educated about this. I had no idea when I signed on Twitter. I just saw people like complaining about like blood in shoes. And I just like thought, I was like, oh, wow. Like maybe this is like the next level up from that person finding like shrimp in his like Captain Crunch. I'm like, ew, somebody bled all over, like whatever. Like, so I didn't know what it was about until you. I say good for him. Listen, a lot of those people who are in like, such harm,
all
freaking out about this. They weren't fans of or supporters or even, looked at them like people of gay people or black people. So I don't think he's losing any fans. Like, I think they're already like, and so I don't think his thing was to be taken seriously. It's like, listen, you're not going to like me or my music to begin with. So why would I do this for you? If anything, this is just going to upset you, which that's always fun, so I think it's amazing. Out of everything that they get to say and out of all the hate-filled things that they get to spew, and now like a rapper is getting to do like his art, his song,
that's a good
music
point.
video of his. Like, it's not a publicly funded video. I would understand if like he was doing like a GoFundMe for, for like St. Jude's, and then he like took all the money. He's like, ha, guess what? I just did this music video. Suck it. But no, it's his own song. You can do whatever out of. Think about how many other music videos and disturbing videos, whatever, that there have been. Like, Listen, I was just so relieved when I saw like give Satan a lap dance, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is disgusting! Who had to give Ted Cruz a lap dance?" Like that's what I thought they were talking about. I was like, "Oh my god, this poor man! Oh my god, this poor little nose."
Ted Cruz, or is that if you squint, is that Lindsey Graham? I was just wondering. I couldn't tell.
Just like, I mean, Lindsey Graham would love to be giving Ted Cruz.
That's what I'm saying. I think he auditioned, put his name in. You know, the thing is, it's like the message that he's trying to portray is going to get lost because people who are ultra conservative are just going to look at this and point, and it's just counterproductive in my opinion.
And they said that about, I mean, they said like that's like the devil's work when it was Britney and Madonna kissing on stage, no matter what it is. Like when like Miley was dancing on stage with a foam finger, it's the devil's work. Like, do you see what they're doing? Do you see what they're doing? Like, they have a problem with everything. So it's like the fact that they're not offended by, I'm not going to go political on your, but it's like the fact that they are not offended by some of the most offensive, hateful things, that they're not offended by that. So it's like, if you're not offended by that, don't expect me to take you seriously when you're offended, when you say you're offended by anything else. And so I love that these people were so upset about Nike that it's like, you're upset because it's with this person's, the artist. It's not the slave labor that upsets you. That's totally fine. It's the fact that it's like, associated with this rapper and that there's blood on it.
Right.
If you're putting this much, this much power and this much like, my kids are going to see this shoe. They're never going to be the same. They're ruined. Yeah. The world will cease to exist. Like, then I say you have bigger problems as a parent and as a person than somebody's pairs of shoes that no one's making you buy and that you probably can't afford anyway. Yeah.
I think for me, it just it pisses me off because it feeds the culture war from the right that like, look what is happening to America's youth. Look at their influences. Look at their culture. And while the intent was, I guess, to create a conversation, I just don't see that bridging anything because of that, because people, they're not willing to engage in that. I think there are other ways that you could go about it. I mean, this music video is going to come and go, and it's not going to do a damn thing, unfortunately. But I mean, it's just going to, unfortunately, make these political pundits go more wild with feeding the ruination of America. It just feeds directly, and this is what they look for. This is what they're hungry for, to play back on Fox News to our grandparents. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's contributing to that narrative, and it's hard to argue, right?